What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big John at G, the Two Gun Pixar presents Legendary Gaming. So I need to apologize because the last couple of weekends, there's not been a lot going on. If it wasn't for Giacomo, the Friday and Sundays would be bare. Things have been really busy. Last weekend I was sick as a dog, and there was no way I was going to be able to get online and act like I'm having a good time while I was being sick. Then during this week, and then throw my back out, so that kind of put a stop on a lot of things during the weeks, about everything. And then this weekend, there was some really horrible news from my friend circle. We lost one of ours in a very tragic way, and we're still really all in shock about this. I'm not going to get into any details for the family. They're still processing, so I'm not going to go into details or names or anything. But I definitely was not going to be going on camera, playing a game, and having a good time. That was not going to be possible for me. So that really put in a dent for this weekend. Now, also, before I get to the comments, I also want to point out that, as many of you have seen, I've been having a problem with my table. There's not enough room on my table because of the D&D game. Well, all the scenes, bit my tongue while I was saying that, all my scenes that I'm running that have to do with the streets that the fair is taking place on are really all done. In case you don't know, we're playing through the town of Brendanford in the module of the Speaker in Dreams. So yeah, all the festival stuff is over. So I don't need this up anymore. And this has been taking up so much room. I haven't been able to have a lot of my big games all like the last month and a half. Which is why I keep hoping that maybe I'll make a little bit of room in the living room table and I can play something nice and big and juicy like Hero Quest, and that never ends up working out, especially because the last few gaming weekends, I've been needing a third table, and I've been taking over the living room, so I don't even have that table to run board games on. So this week I'm starting the process of tearing this down. I've learned a few lessons doing my first big, massive build. Also, I've learned some lessons doing my first city build, which is also going to help, in a way, with the teardown process. I'm thinking about doing a whole video on that. It's going to be a while talking about that whole process. So I might just end up doing that's on video. So that's why this month and this last couple of weeks has just been absolutely insane. And even today, right now, I'm not in the greatest of moods, as you can tell, but I need a bit of a distraction right now. I need a good distraction for about an hour before I get back on with life and everything else and processing. So this is perfect. Well, the reason I had to push back really was because my tablet was dead, and for some reason it was charging up as slow as molasses. Anyway, so that's what happened with that. Well, why don't we just, unless somebody pops on and ends up having throw a question my way, I'll be happy to do AMAs, but otherwise, let's just get into the comments, because I love doing that. So, and also I know I go most recent backwards. So with the, one of the most recents here we have is from Nathan Sutterfield. Nathan Sutterfield? I'm not ringing a bell. Are you new here? Wow, if you're not, I'm really apologetic that I don't remember you. But wow, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to watch a video. Leave a comment. Now let's talk about it. So this is for Gaming Radar Daily Christmas Edition. Oh, this is one of our last December episodes you're commenting on. For Dead of Winter Warring Colonies by Plaid Hat Games. Nathan says, I have this game on my shelf of shame and potentially could play it for the first time. Do you have any thoughts or recommendations? I don't see much reviews or opinions on this. To clarify, I have both, love both, but I'm not sure if it will be worth it for 6 to 7 players. You're right, Nathan. There is not a lot about this game. I think the only plaid hat game in this series that there's less on is Roxon. Roxon? Roxon. I think that's the only one that has even less people talking about it. And now you're curious because you didn't know Roxon, did you? The prequel to the Dead of Winter games. Sort of like day one kind of game. But that's not what you're asking about. You're talking about Warring Colonies. And I have to admit, I've only had the chance to sit down and play this a couple of times. It's not easy to get to the table. Whenever you're dealing with games that have 6, 7, or more players, you're going to have a difficult time. It's not only does it come down to the number of players that you're going to get to be able to sit around the table, but you have to have the right players. And what I mean by that is simply the players that enjoy this particular kind of game. I've had problems like that with Blood on the Clock Tower. So do I think it's going to be worth it? Yes. I believe that if you have 5 others, so a minimum of 6, right? So if you have 5 others that you honestly believe, well, you know firsthand enjoy the Dead of Winter games. Let's start there, right? Because it's not a game system for everyone, especially depending on how adult of a level you're playing with the crossroad cards. I'm an a-hole. I love to play. I keep them all in. I actually take out some of the wimpier ones just to keep in the more hardcore ones. That's the way I like to play. The way you like to play, just go for it and have fun. But once you get past the level of crossroads that you want to make it, and you know you have 5 other players that love this game, love this system, fine, that's good. Do they enjoy attacking each other? Do they enjoy being competitive to the point where only inside the game now you're enemies and they don't care about you? If your players can disassociate to that degree, then I guarantee you they're going to continue enjoying the series. From the first 2 Dead of Winter games right here to this. They enjoy those 2. They enjoy being at each other's throat. They enjoy take that with a cutthroat, bloody style. Yeah. There's no reason why they're not going to enjoy Warring Colonies. I don't think it's a game to play. It's not my go-to Dead of Winter. Even if I knew that I had that many players on hand ready to go, I still don't think it would be my go-to Dead of Winter. I still think I would do Dead of Winter 1 and 2, just a mix mash version of that. But if you and your buddies really love Dead of Winter, I mean, you could just meta the whole gaming day, right? You could start with Roxon and run through the whole day one kind of scenario where everything goes to shit. And then get to Dead of Winter 1 and 2, mashed together, and then end it off where, you guys have to go your separate ways, and now you have your own colonies, and this is the culmination of the game. That'd be freaking amazing. I would love to read someone's review or watch someone doing a video giving a review after, completing all that. That'd be great. But I wish you luck. I hope you enjoy it, and please come back and let us know. Let us know in the future when you run that, how it went. Valen D. Haven't seen you in a while, I don't think, but I know you, Valen. How you been? How you doing? Hope everything's been good with you and yours. So for our tales, our most recent Tales of the Table, are part 1 of the Death Lords of Vecna, where I give the 20-sided warriors a chance to play the other side, to play evil and morally ambiguous characters. Yeah. And they had a ball with this. So for the part 1 of 3, Valen D says, awesome setup. I'm glad you enjoy that. If you enjoy the setup so much, I want you to know that after part 3 of this, we have one more Dungeons and Dragons session to go over. And that's going to be what we're just finishing up here, right? So you're going to see this setup and every setup associated with this module here coming up. But what I did different this time is starting in after 2 more months, because we got 2 more episodes of Vecna. When we get into this, there's going to be an extra Tales from the Table every month. Instead of mashing up the build with the 20-sided warriors, giving you the recaps, what I'm going to do is give this its own video. It's behind the screen, so to speak. Is that a scene? That's I see popular. I see videos that are popular. Old BTS behind the scene. I get it, but this isn't really the scene as much as it is the DM screen. I know I'm probably not the first person to think of that, but I still feel clever. So yeah, that's going to be its own video. So if you enjoy the builds, I'm going to start dropping videos, and they're all probably going to be, so far from what I've been filming, like between 10 and 15 minutes long. I don't think they're super long, but yeah, you're going to get to see the whole build process, what I'm using, how I'm building, and how it ends up looking. So if you like these builds, I hope you enjoy those extra episodes of Tales of the Table that are coming up. Midday Monologue. We need to let Dungeons and Dragons die. I have to admit, I didn't do this to get results. But in hindsight, I thought there was going to be more attacks, and there were none. So I feel good. I feel good that there wasn't. See, I don't want anyone to attack because of anything I say. But yeah, sometimes you film something and afterwards you think to yourself, oh, I should take that down, but I don't feel like refilming. I didn't feel like refilming. I'm sorry. But I meant every goddamn thing I said in that video. And please go check it out. It's different from most of the Midday Monologue Monday thumbnails, because it's just a sort of claymation miniatures D&D picture setup with D&D and a tombstone. The letters D&D on a tombstone. But yeah, so next Realm AI watched Why We Need to Let Dungeons and Dragons Die and simply said a very interesting point. Insight, I'm sorry, very interesting. Insight. And in a nutshell, basically my concept is so what if you let D&D die? They have more than enough product and more than enough rules set up for creating races, worlds, campaigns, classes. You never need to spend another penny. Let them die. But yeah, so thank you for understanding that point. Next Realm AI by telling me that you thought I had very interesting insights on that. Now, for another Midday Monologue Monday, which was the following Monday to Why Let Dungeons and Dragons Die, I dropped the episode of We're Leaving Dungeons and Dragons, which is true. When we finish up this module, we are changing campaign games completely. No longer running in a Dungeons and Dragons RPG. Switching the gang over to World of Darkness. I haven't run a World of Darkness campaign since the early 2000s. Actually, probably since about 2001. Shortly after 3rd edition D&D campaign stuff came out, me and my gang quickly went right back to D&D. We took a hiatus for about a year, maybe 2 years, running through World of Darkness. Loved it. Especially the Werewolf the Apocalypse stuff. I wasn't that big on the vampire stuff, mainly because of the whole backstabbing, political, that's the word I'm looking for, Malkavian mischief and mindsets that go on in the courts of the undead. But the superheroes of nature, werewolves, yeah, I totally took to that, and so did my gang at the time. So I want my new gaming gang to experience Werewolf the Apocalypse. I'm going to be running the 2nd edition rule set of that, set here in New York City, but in the 90s. And I know the 90s of New York City very well. During that time period, I was bouncing down the Lower East Side in Alphabet City. So not only do I know New York City very well, I know New York City very well during that time period, and I know it during its grittiest areas. So this is going to be like coming home to me. So yeah, we're leaving Dungeons and Dragons, and you can kill God. Well, if you do that, do it on your time. You can kill God. I haven't seen you around here. I remember a name like that, I think. Thank you for watching the video, dropping by, leaving a comment, and hopefully enjoying. So you said, nice. Give a try to root. 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 R-O-O-T. Yeah, like a plant, like a tree, like a taproot. I want to say that I have a image in my mind of the logo of Root. But even if that's the same thing you're thinking of, I don't know the game. I will have to look it up. But as of right now, between my usual grinding that I enjoy doing of making videos and preparing the end scene for the D&D campaign while preparing the entire campaign, getting the Sept of the Green ready, all the NPC werewolves, vampires, other changing breed in New York City, Black Spiral dancers, mentors, kinfolk. I don't have time to start looking into other games right now, but I want to, and I will as soon as I finish making the rules, setting up rules and notes for this or for the werewolf game. I'll take a look at Root. Thank you for letting me know about it. And from Tabletop Takeout, did a video this past week on Warlock tiles. I've been using a lot of the Warlock stuff. What can I say? I've really fallen for it. And for that video, Floyd Mays, 8858. Good to see you again, Floyd. Hope everything is well with you and yours, my friend. You still over there in Germany? I think that's where you were, right? I think that's where you were always contacting us from. You had dropped two comments on this. First, you said leaving the emoji of, I don't know what the hell that first one is, face, and then strong arm. So you like that. And then great video again. Thank you for watching our videos. It always means a lot to me when anybody does, but especially when a regular watches it, because it means I'm doing something that's keeping you here. Midday Monologue again for the We're Leaving Dungeons and Dragons episode. Episode. Our old buddy, the Shogunstein, comes in, and he says the same thing with a legacy board game. So difficult to get the group together consistently to finish up. Well, yes, there is problems. We've had less problems, a lot less problems, I got to say, this year with RPG and D&D than we did last year. We had a lot more cancellations last year, and I'm not going to point anything out why, but let's just say that things are going a little bit more smoothly right now. But you're right. I mean, to get people together regularly for a game, it's always bothered me a little bit. It always has. But I can't force myself on other people, because once you do that, you don't have other people to force yourself on. That didn't really come out right. But did you get what I kind of meant there? Right, okay. Gaming Radar for Skyrise, another old friend of the channel here. We have Starship Chiru Studios. 7097. I always forget the number. Sorry about that. Says, this is an original and exciting idea. I love that one of the characters is named Fritz Lang. So Skyrise is a game where you are charged with building a city or rebuilding a city, but like the name implies, you're building up, building into the sky, literally. And it has, on purpose, a retro, not new age, but retro something. I don't even know what the hell to call it. but it takes old sci-fi movies like Fritz Lang's Metropolis and gives it that look, which is why you are so happy that there's a name of Fritz Lang in there. It's a great Easter egg. It's a great Easter egg. Come on. We all love finding these Easter eggs in movies and games and videos and all these things. And this is one of those Easter eggs. Black Ferret 66. Are you new? Hope you've been enjoying the videos. Very cool. And for why we need to leave Dungeons and Dragons, you said, oh my God, they're not going to make any more editions or materials for D&D. So this campaign is wrapping up. You want to stick with Pathfinder or maybe go back to first edition AD&D? Hey, we could go really old-timey and do some basic and expert for a change. That was in quotes. Frankly, my go-to is Pathfinder or 3rd edition. I have friends who like 5e, but it doesn't impress me, to be honest. And I never even looked at 4th edition. They can keep making newer editions until the heat death of the universe. And I'm still fine with what I have in the shelves right now. That's beautiful. That's the entire concept of that video right there. You know what? Basic expert? Yeah. Take some 4th edition players and run them through that for a first time experience. They're going to sit there and wonder why the game ever became popular. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome! All right. Ooh, let's see. Tabletop takeout for paper, dungeon, mazes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Gerard. All right, it's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Gerard. I don't think you've been around here before, so let me welcome you to the channel. Thank you for watching the videos and dropping this little note that says, it's a very good game. Yes, it is. It's a great game. It's a great travel game. It's a great game to have on you wherever you end up going. You're waiting for your table. You got a 10-minute wait for your table. You just played a game. You just got time to play a maze. Run some monsters in the ground, get some treasure. I do. There's gonna be some more paper dungeon mazes on this channel in a few weeks. I hope. I got to check the schedule, especially now that I'm so far behind because of this last month having this table eaten up and everything's been going on personally the last few weeks. But yeah, I have been wanting to get that back in the schedule. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Gerard. Midday Monologue, why we need to let Dungeons and Dragons die. I'm glad to see all these comments on this from DJ Crimmy. And you've been with us for a while, DJ. Thanks for stopping by again. You simply put a little tongue-sticking smiley face. Yeah. Thank you. I get it. I agree with you. Also from Trey Techie, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. And you said, love that quote from Game Master Gygax, and he is right. That's a good post. What he's talking about is I dropped, I almost quoted correctly, kind of misquoted, but I put up the meme, Gary Gygax saying that the biggest secret we don't want the players to know is that they don't need the rules. I think it's about time we let that secret out of the bag, gang. Gaming Radar for Galactic Cruise. We got 2 comments, 2, count them, from our buddies Starship Chiru Studios. The first of which is, I agree with that. Meeples in this game look more interesting and fun compared to other board games. They do. They went that little extra mile marker to take these shaped meeples and just put a little bit of staining on them so that you can see objects in their hands and their clothes or whatever, and it does make it pop more. And I really like it when they're gonna do meeples, you got to do it like that. And Starship also said, I like the retro sci-fi art on the box and the cards. So do I. That was one of the things that when I saw it made me want to look at the game even more. You know, and I often say, because it's so damn true, that the better a game looks, the more you're going to want it on your table. Now, of course, the game's going to have to play well too, right? But a well-playing game that looks good, yeah, you want to look at it more. And this, I love that retro, like 1940s concept of what sci-fi is going to be in the future. It has that, and it looks great. It really does. From Colt in Thompson, 1321. This was fantastic. Thanks for making this. We can't wait to launch Galactic Cruise on Kickstarter on March 4th. I'm glad you enjoyed our talk about it. It really does look like a fantastic game. If you want me to further review it, get in touch with me. I'll send you an address, and me and the gang will be happy to look at it. Here we go for Big Johnny G's How to Play Mythos. Oh, this is an old video. This one I am going to have to get into and contact back with them. This is already 2 weeks old. Big Johnny G's How to Play Mythos Tales by 8th Summit. If you don't know that, it's a Cthulhu game based on Sherlock Holmes investigation game. And I played some of it, and it was fun. It was on camera. Yeah, I did do it on camera, didn't I? I must have. It's been years, though. I'd have to look at the files. It says, how do we know the final day of the case? And that is something, after all this time, I can't remember. I will dig into the rules. I'll look at it. I'll look it up online. Whatever I got to do, I'll get you that answer, and I will put it here in the reply box for your comment. And that was from Mum You Meme 8496. Okay. We also have from Luca WM9ER, Luke Warmer. Cute, clever. For our D&D quote, the Bard, bardic inspiration of Valor's anthem. He says, "For the cause. I love content like this. It is very inspiring." That's great. I'm glad you do. I started doing the Giacomos for fun over the Christmas holidays because me and Tommy V had these ideas for these D&D style spoofs to Christmas carols. And from there, Giacomo's taken on his own life with me. And one of our twin-sided warriors, Kyle, he's a teacher. And he has an after-school program, I think it's on Fridays, where he runs the school's D&D club. And he was telling me one day how one of the bardic players just can't really role-play the bard that well because it's not easy. Just, come with like rhyming sentences on the fly, and not just rhyming sentences, but the meaning. Why are you saying that? Especially when you're dealing with bardic inspiration, to the point where his bard would just look at the other player and go, "You got this." And that was his bardic inspiration. So I kind of felt a little bad. So I decided to use Giacomo to make some bardic inspiration videos. And I'm so glad that I've been doing it. And I'm even more glad because more people than just his crew have been enjoying it. Very cool. Luke Warmer. Woo, and that is the month. That's bringing us all the way back over here to January. There's been nothing on the live chat. I've seen a couple of faces pop in real fast. Now, there was one other comment, actually, that I think I responded to. It took me a while to figure out how to respond to it. Yeah. Oh, he answered and I didn't even care. Oh, he calls me pathetic. Oh, okay. So yeah. You want to hear this? You want to hear something bad? You want to hear some bad stuff? You struck upon some common sense that many more people should realize, but do you know what all these channels that engage in clickbait scare tactics have that you don't? They have reach. They have an audience in the hundreds of thousands, if not more. What they say carries weight and is reverberated across the internet. Your plea for common sense won't gain the same traction, not in a million years. if you were to apply a David versus Goliath analogy here, with 11 likes on this video after 3 days of it being uploaded and only 31 views, you're not even David, you're just an ant clinging to the underside of David's boot. Oh, that's so cute. That such a little minor person has what they think is an opinion. But you do realize that you're not allowed your opinion. No, you're only allowed your informed opinion. If it's not informed, you're just coming off as a complete schmuck, which you are. Which is why I'm not even naming your name here. Yeah, you're coming off as a complete schmuck, and the reason I say this is because you're so uninformed. Wow. I mean, how does it feel to wake up every morning and just know that you're uninformed? Really? Do you think about it? No, the reason I say you're uninformed is because you act like I do this channel for fucking likes. Your moronic little fucking inbred accident mind, because that's what I think you are. You're just an inbred accident. You actually think that I'm doing this channel for likes, for shares. And I tell everyone to like and share because that's what you're supposed to do on YouTube. I do this for one reason. Because I want to. I want to. So that's why I do this. I find it to be fun. So you can sit there with your thumb up your ass all day long crying to your mommy about why you don't understand why this old man on YouTube just won't shut up and why he won't stop making videos. So if you get off your mama's tit long enough to inform yourself, you'll realize that your little freaking comments are really weightless. But all I said back was, and I was going to leave it like that, was I just wrote back, "You're funny." At which point, he wrote back, and quite frankly, "You're pathetic," or acting pathetically. At the very least, though, that is a distinction without meaning. You can thank YouTube for randomly deciding to put your video on my homepage. I can assure you it will never happen again. Good luck changing the world when you rant. 5 days after my initial comment has only reached 60 additional people. So let me write back. I'm going to write back, "You are worthless, but I find your little antics and stray thoughts almost amusing." Because that's true. So yeah, you are worthless, but I find your little antics and stray thoughts almost amusing. And since I know that this inbred accident isn't going to be watching this video, I really don't care. In fact, other than answering this, I know that this little bastard is not watching any of my videos. If anyone wants to point this out to him, I don't care. I don't care. He's a nice distraction. I really hope he gets out of his mom's basement, gets a job, finds a spouse, and moves on with his life. But until then, I'm going to keep doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And if he wants to keep putting up comments, I don't care. I guess that's his way of helping me. Because the more he comments, the more it helps me. I guess that makes him pathetic. Because how can I be pathetic if he's doing something lower and worse than me by helping someone as pathetic as me? Oh. I don't think he had a good upbringing. I think he was raised wrong. All right, well, on that happy note and that fun distraction, I wish everyone to do have a good day. I'm your buddy Big John Ed G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming and Burning.